Thank you for joining us here at the Salesforce1 World Tour. Excited to be in London. My name is Scott Holden, and I run marketing for the Salesforce1 Platform. And we've got a great afternoon lined up for you. You know, a lot of our customers here in the room look at the Salesforce platform and know that it's the platform that powers our Sales Cloud and our Service Cloud. But really, it's now over the past 15 years become a full-blown development platform that's led to all of our App Exchange partners, now 2,000 partners up on the App Exchange, building apps on our platform. And now over 4 million customer-built apps have been built on our platform. So it's really powering this amazing ecosystem of over 1.5 million developers now. And we're lucky enough to have two great customers with us here today from Toyota and from the Islamic Bank of Britain. And they're going to share their stories and the applications that they're developing. We've also got some brand new technology today that we're happy to show publicly for the very first time. For those of you who follow us closely, we announced Salesforce1 Heroku Connect, some brand new technology bringing together the Force.com platform and the Heroku platforms together. So we're going to give you a demonstration of that for the first time and talk to you about how our customers are building apps so quickly. So let's just jump right into it. Before I get started, I have to tell you that we might talk about some forward-looking technology today. So please make your buying decisions based on publicly available information, which you can find on our website. And for those of you who attended our keynote this morning, you heard all about this next wave of computing, the third great wave of computing, and all around the Internet of Things, and why it's so important today to not just think about these 75 billion connected devices that are coming online by the year 2020, but more importantly, focus on the customer. And what does that mean for the customer experience and how us as companies can really rethink how we're delivering our products and services in the market. So, you know, if you look at some of the amazing examples out there, I'm sure a lot of you think about the Internet of Things, and everybody has their own story about the new product or the new app that they're using on their phone. And I don't think you have to be one of the world's biggest B2C companies to really help rethink what it means to connect with your customers using this new technology. Every company needs to be thinking about becoming a software company and an app that might help really transform that relationship with your customers. You know, I think of a couple examples in my personal life that have been transformative for me. I'm a big fan. I had this car. I bought it in 1998. I've been driving it forever, and I finally bought a new car last year. And I told myself the reason I would do this is based on technology. I wanted a connected car. And it's funny, the thing that I love the most about my car is that when I get into it now, it remembers the song that I've been playing on Spotify and plays it without me having to pull my phone even out of my pocket. Little things like this in terms of technology wrap services around something like a car, it's amazing how it's transforming our own personal experiences in our lives, and now even transforming how we run our businesses. You can run your whole business now on your phone. The other fun example that it actually just happened last week, a friend of mine said, which one of these new fancy wristbands should I buy to track my health? How many people here in the audience are wearing a Fitbit or an Up? Show of hands. A few people. I looked at that, and he said, which one should I buy for my wife? And I said, well, I've looked at them all, and the band doesn't really matter. What matters is the app. And I recommended the Up. It's the one that I've been using, because I think that the app is just amazing. It's a beautiful app, and it's super engaging and helpful for me in terms of how I measure my own personal health. So there's a couple examples of just how technology is changing our daily lives. When you look at what that means for changing relationships you have with your customers and partners, you know, you can build applications today for your employees, for your partners, for your customers. It's really the app that ties everything together. And everyone has their own special app that they can use to collaborate within the ecosystem that you're all building for your customers and partners. And when I look at that, there's a whole host of different applications that are being built. And one of the reasons that I love my job is that my job is really to show people what's possible with our platform outside the realm traditionally of CRM. A lot of people think of us as a CRM company, and we're absolutely that. We've got the award-winning applications in sales, marketing, and service. But people are building applications that go way beyond that. And here's just a few great examples. You know, in the upper left-hand corner here, you've got something like a school like the Academy of Art in San Francisco. They built an application to help their students find their way around campus, join activities, manage their schedule, do extracurricular activities. You've got something like Time Warner Cable that built an entirely custom application for their field salespeople out on the road to track where they're going. You've got Trunk Club, which is a next-generation retail company, which is helping men shop Men don't traditionally love to shop, and so this is an application to pair them up with a stylist to help them find clothes that they would like, ship directly to their home. They try on what they like and ship back what they don't, all managed through a mobile device. Zimmer, a product catalog for medical device salespeople to show doctors when they're coming out of the operating room how they could use their products. Virgin America, an amazing social internet app that they built for every one of their employees, whether they're in the sky or down at the airport. And then Honeywell is a really interesting example, and I want to spend a second talking about Honeywell because I think it's a really interesting story about a company that's not just building an app for their employees or for their customers, but they're building it for their entire ecosystem. And I think this concept of building connected apps is really powerful because you can go and stand up an application today pretty quickly using a variety of different tools, but stitching them all together, connecting everything, is the real challenge that a lot of customers I speak with have. And so if you look at an example like Honeywell, they've built an application as a homeowner that you can use to control the thermostat in your home. And I think the connected home is an amazing frontier that's developed here. But they're taking it one step further because Honeywell is up against some pretty stiff competition. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard about companies like Nest, for instance, which we showed in our keynote this morning, who is building applications to control your home. So Honeywell, they wanted to build an application for their contractors. They've got 90,000 certified contractors throughout the world, and that's something that's very unique to their business model because these contractors, they know a whole lot about the thousands of heating and cooling products that Honeywell builds. And they now have an application that they built on Salesforce that gives them visibility into how the thermostats are performing, how the customer is engaging with their application, and lets that contractor now deliver a whole new level of service to the homeowner, giving them proactive service. I've seen that your heating and cooling system may not be performing quite as optimally as we think it could. Maybe your filter needs to be changed. They can see that in their application, schedule a visit, and totally transform the customer experience. All of that being tracked back inside their headquarters using the Salesforce1 mobile app. They even have product managers tracking the usage of that app within the Salesforce1 app. So a really good example here of how a customer can build applications for all of their different constituencies, but all have it be connected. Now, the reality is, and it may be the case for some of you here in the room, that building these types of connected apps, and especially mobile apps, is hard. And what you're looking at here is something that we call the mobile app gap, where the number of apps that people would like to build is only about half of what actually gets delivered. And when you look at mobile, there's a whole new array of complexities that have emerged when it comes to form factors. What do I build, HTML5? Do I build native? Do I build hybrid? All these different complexities to think about, and it's really challenging. Not to mention when you're building with legacy technology. And so, for a lot of our customers that are been used to building on legacy systems, there's a whole bunch of work that goes into building applications long before you think about the UI and the form factor. You've got to do things like buy the hardware, install the software, tune it, worry about security, set up the sharing model, who can access this, who can see what, analytics. All of these things, they take a ton of time. 80% of an application goes into doing some of these bare bones basics of getting the application up and running. And with our platform, you get all that out of the box. So you get a head start in terms of building your application and getting to market faster. And that's really what the Salesforce1 Platform is all about. It's the #1 cloud platform, and you can see the whole host of services you get out of the box, from reports and analytics, social and chat are built in. You've got our mobile services, our identity, our cloud database, APIs. All of this you get right out of the box with our platform. And now at Dreamforce, for those of you who are with us, we announced the Salesforce1 Platform. We took it to a whole new level. We announced the inclusion of Heroku and the ExactTarget Fuel platform in with our service, connecting them through our APIs. We're going to show you a little bit of what that integration with Heroku looks like in just a minute. And this topic of APIs has been a huge, huge initiative for us, because the other big piece of Dreamforce is we announced this mobile app, which for those of you who are with us this morning, you got to see that in action. In order to build that app, our development team needed access at the API level to all of those different features that we've built in Salesforce over the last 15 years of our history. We built thousands and thousands of features, and if you want to take those features and pull them into a mobile app, you need to do that through the API. So we spent a whole bunch of time really just re-engineering our platform to be able to get access to all those features. And now the benefit of that is any one of our customers that wants to build a mobile app of their own, also now has access to those features through our APIs. So a huge leap forward for our platform from a development perspective. The other part of this is that as a result, our customers are reporting huge gains in terms of their speed to market. You can see some of the stats. We survey our customers a couple times a year. We ask them, how are you using the platform? How's it going? You can see coding productivity, IT integration speed, design, deployment, configuration, all of those numbers, faster deployment up 58%. Huge gains in terms of speed to market. And it's not just about building applications for today. It's about building applications for the future. And you heard George talk about this morning if you were in the keynote. We don't want you to just build an application today and then have to spin up a new one and reconfigure it. And for those of you that have been in the industry for a long time, you know that anytime you wanted to significantly change an application in the future, this was a massive project. Rebuilding, bringing back consultants, redoing all the integrations. With our platform, all your customizations, all of your integrations, they're automatically future-proof. Because as we roll out new features, as we roll out new APIs, everything is built for the future, so you don't have to worry about that and look backward. And that's really the power of our multi-tenant infrastructure. So how are people using the platform? I talk to customers every day, and it really boils down to a few key use cases. And what you'll see is across these three, a lot of our customers like Honeywell are doing them all. They're building apps for customers, they're building apps for their employees, and they're connecting everything together, whether that's connected products or connecting into back-end systems. And the one I want to spend a little bit of time on, because it pertains to this new Heroku Connect announcement that I want to talk through, is customer-facing apps. And when you look at what's happened with the customer experience, I gave my examples of my car and the Fitbit earlier today, but there's a number of applications that are emerging that are totally transforming industries. And some of these may look familiar to you. Financial payment company Square, some of the banking companies like Chase and JP Morgan have really transformed how personal banking is being done. And then Uber is another example in the US, and I know it's spreading globally now, which is really transforming the transportation industry by letting you hail a cab no matter where you are. I think you all here in London have the Halo. This is an application for me in San Francisco, which is notoriously bad for catching a cab, has changed my life. It honestly has really revolutionized how I think about personal transportation. And when you look at these apps, the reason why they're so successful is they're not just another pretty app. There's thousands, there's millions of apps in today's app stores out there, but there are few that have the privilege of transforming industries, and they're a new breed. And the reason why they're so powerful is that they've nailed two things. Number one, they're engaging. And if you pull up Uber or any one of these fancy apps, it's a beautiful experience. It draws you in. It makes you want to use it. But more importantly, these applications are tied into core business process. Uber is a company that's not just telling you where the cars are. It's actually connecting you to the driver. And remember, this used to be done through a telephone, through a dispatch, through radio. Now it's all done in real time through your phone, and you can watch the car come to you. You can pay for the car. You can step out. You don't have to pull out your wallet. That is transformational. And it's because Uber has nailed this experience, everything from the personalized experience you get as a user to the back-end workflows and the whole marketing experience that you get from using their application. Now, doing this kind of application historically has been really hard. A lot of our customers tell us that trying to build a state-of-the-art customer-facing app, but having it tied into their enterprise systems, they're two different technologies. There's this new emerging world that's been built for consumer scale. It's using these modern frameworks. And you've got traditional legacy technology that's behind the firewall that's built for your customer data and your workflows and approvals and things. Bringing them together has been hard. There's really two types of companies that have been able to do it. You've got your Ubers of the world, your small startups using all the latest and greatest technologies that have been built from the ground up. They had the luxury of starting from scratch, so it was easy for them. Or you've got the world's largest companies, the Chases of the world, the Starbucks, the Nikes, the people that have spent massive amounts of resources in both time and money and consulting power to be able to stitch these technologies together. When we launched this Heroku Connect technology, we asked ourselves, why can't every company be able to bring these technologies together to build these customer-facing apps to transform their industry? And that's really what we've done here with this new Salesforce1 Heroku Connect combination. It's bringing the best of Heroku's customer-facing technology with the business process technology using Force.com together, using a simple database mapping tool to be able to map your databases together and to really transform the customer experience. We're lucky enough today to have with us Adam Gross, who is the mastermind behind this technology. Adam is the head of products at Heroku, and we have him here to tell us a little bit about Heroku, because I know for a lot of you in the room, you may have heard about Heroku, but I want Adam to just share his thoughts on a little bit about Heroku. So Adam, tell us about it.
Thanks so much, Scott. And I want to give a special welcome to all of our Heroku customers and developers that are joining us today. It's a pleasure to be joining you here. And as Scott was talking about, what Heroku's really been specialized in and what we're really well known for are powering all of these consumer applications. So we have millions of applications running on Heroku. We're doing over 5 billion transactions a day with hundreds and thousands of developers powering some of the same websites and apps that you use every day, whether that's really innovative brands like Red Bull that are creating new ways of connecting with their customers through Heroku, whether it's media properties like TED.com. If you've ever been to that website and kind of viewed their lectures or used their applications, you're using Heroku. If you've used Lyft, which is another Uber-style service, you've been using Heroku. And what we found is one of the reasons why developers love Heroku is it provides them access to all of these technologies of the consumer internet that let them create really limitless customer experiences. We have some of the largest websites in the world running on Heroku, sites like Urban Dictionary. And one of the things that we're trying to do is help connect all of those technologies, all of that innovation, all of that developed productivity to all of the Salesforce customers, so they can build apps that aren't just beautiful, but that are really impactful for the business. And that's what we're trying to do with Connect.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about Connect, because it's a pretty revolutionary integration technology. How did it come about?
Yeah, so as some of you may be familiar, the way that Heroku and Force.com have worked together historically is through those APIs that you talked about, which of course is a really rich and powerful way of having systems interact. And the question we asked ourselves is, how can we bring these technologies even closer together? How can we make it seamless to use these two technologies together so you can create these kinds of transformative apps more quickly? And what Connect does is let you that takes all of the data that exists in all of your Salesforce standard and custom objects. So it could be accounts, it could be contacts, it could be a custom object that you've created, and it copies it automatically into a Heroku Postgres database. So industry standard Postgres that probably many of you already know and love, standard SQL. And now it keeps those two data sources in sync automatically. So you've got an app that's running on top of Postgres on Heroku, you've got an app that's running on top of your Force.com database, and now these two apps can be working together, and you don't even have to think about the integration, you don't have to design anything differently, you don't have to have special skills to accomplish that, and now that whole world of those consumer internet technologies are available to your business to help create some of these kinds of experiences and applications.
Awesome. So one last thing. How do you see customers wanting to use this technology? Are there some use cases you can share?
Well, we're really excited about how Connect can be used to extend Salesforce in all kinds of ways, just like Force.com does today, but there are a couple areas we've seen be particularly interesting. One is in connected products. So you talked about Honeywell. There's a US company, Lutron, that's doing very interesting things with light switches, right, in the whole home automation space. We're seeing a lot of really interesting stuff in e-commerce. So there are a lot of really wonderful e-commerce frameworks, some open source, that we can run on Heroku and tie them deeply into Salesforce through Connect. But one that I've seen a lot of in particular is loyalty applications, where companies are interested in kind of extending that in-store experience, whether it could be a restaurant, a fast food chain, could be hospitality like a hotel. They want to be able to connect with their customers on a mobile device whenever and wherever they are. And we're really excited because that not only ties into the Salesforce value proposition of having that customer record, but even the marketing automation pieces and of course the exact target marketing cloud, being able to run and power campaigns, bring all of those Salesforce1 Platform technologies together.
Awesome. Thanks, Adam. And I think we have a demonstration here. Dylan, I think you've got a customer loyalty app that you want to show.
I do. Thank you very much,
Welcome,
Scott.
Dylan, from the Salesforce product marketing team.
Thank you. So I'm excited because we get to show this product on stage for the very first time today. We've been working actually with a single developer to build a customer loyalty app on Heroku that is connected to Salesforce using Heroku Connect. So let's go ahead and switch over to the demo and show a little bit of product. So I know how much people here in London care about food. You're very serious about food, so we tried to create an app that everyone will love. It's an app for a specialty chocolatier and confectionery shop that we've called Nibs. And Nibs in the past has tracked all their customer interactions. They've had a website, they've had an email list, but they haven't had a way to really incent much behavior with their customers. So we built this custom mobile application using Heroku and those modern languages. And you can see when we use those modern languages with Heroku, you get a custom splash screen. So we'll go ahead and log in to this Nibs application. We'll log in with Facebook because, of course, the best apps, the most engaging apps, they know you, they know who you are. We've logged in as Emily Walker. Emily Walker is a consumer. She shops at Nibs. She's logged in here, and all of her information in real time has gone out to Facebook and been pulled directly into this application. We see her photo, we have her name, a bit more information about her contact record. We've also created customer loyalty here. There's a status. She's at the very low level. She hasn't connected any points yet, so her status is still green. And she wants to tell Nibs a little bit more about herself. So she's going to click Edit. She's going to edit her preferences, tell us that she likes dark chocolate. For later promotion, she might save her clothing size. We can send her some clothing later, a T-shirt, and she'll save. Now we've added more information about her. So when we navigate to the left-hand nav, we open up that left-hand navigation, we've created all these different types of engagement. We've allowed her to look for stores. She has a mobile wallet. She's able to look at our products. So if we click on selections, she can actually see the products that we offer via Nibs. So she can click on some of these products. These are all products that we have in the store and online on our website. She can add them to a wish list in her app to bring to the store later. She can share them on Facebook, on Twitter with her friends, maybe give them gift ideas of what they should buy her in the future if they visit Nibs. And if we go back to the left-hand nav, we can also push Emily direct offers and specials. So these are offers unique to her buying preferences, or maybe her location. Inside of these offers, she can click them, she can add them to a mobile wallet inside the application here, and she can take this mobile wallet to the store. She can click redeem in the store and get a QR code. Now, as she's interacted with this app, maybe she's bought some things, she's reached the next level of our loyalty program. She's become a Trinitario member. She's collected 5,000 Nibs, maybe because of all of her interactions, because of her purchases. So when we click OK and we go back to her profile, we'll see the app is dynamically changed. Her profile has been updated, and all the information is updated based on what she's done inside the application. Now, Nibs could have built this without Salesforce, but all this information would have lived in a system outside of Salesforce, outside of their system of business record. So now, for the first time with Connect, we can connect all the information and interactions happening in the app directly with Salesforce. We do that with Heroku Connect. Let's go to the laptop. I'll give you just a quick peek under the hood of Heroku Connect. This is the Heroku Connect dashboard. We actually see these interactions, this bar charts tracking the sync between the two databases in real live time. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see how easy it is to connect these, not through heavy development and worrying about APIs, but literally calling out the fields in Salesforce that we want to sync with: campaigns, contacts, inbox, and interactions, all here inside of Connect. So what does this do? What does this mean? Well, let's go back to our mobile devices. So we'll pull up our mobile devices, and now you see two mobile devices. On the left is Emily, on the right is Jack. Jack is a marketer for Nibs, and he's using the Salesforce1 application. Jack here inside the application can see information about all of his customers. A new notification in his feed has just come in that Emily has reached a new status level. So Jack has a new world of information. If he opens his left-hand navigation, he wants to know how are his offers inside these apps performing. So he can open up his dashboards. He can find his dashboards on customer interactions. And here in customer interactions, he can see which of these offers is performing well, what's being shared on Twitter, what's being shared on Facebook. You can see which types of offers are performing the best. We've got ones on dark chocolate, light chocolate, 20% off, 2 for 1. We've got one in yellow there. I think that's the most popular. It's called Nuts for Nuts. So if you like macadamia nuts in your chocolate, we can do that too. And based on this information, he might decide he wants to kick off a new campaign. So he can leave this and return to his feed right inside Salesforce1. This morning, we introduced you to the Publisher button. That's the little plus sign inside in the lower right-hand corner. You can click it, and you see we've created a custom action in the upper right-hand corner called Hot Offers. So he can push an offer to everyone's customer app to their mobile phone directly from Salesforce, no development required. Jack, as a marketer, wants to have a one-to-one relationship with his customers, and he can do that for the very first time with this connected mobile app as well. If he looks up the contact record, he can find Emily Walker's profile. Emily, the same person who interacted with the Nibs app. Here's Emily, and all the same information that was pulled from Facebook down into the Heroku app is now synced directly into Salesforce. He knows her loyalty status, how many Nibs points she has, He sees her photo, he knows more about her. He can scroll to the right and actually look at the interaction that she had with her application. In these interactions, these are the actual items that she saved. These are the offers and products that she's interested in. With all this information, Jack wants to establish a more one-to-one relationship with Emily to incent her to come to the store to buy more product. So how does he do that? Well, he hits the custom publisher button in the bottom right-hand corner. There should be an action here to allow him to send a personal message, but there's not. And we want to create one live here for you right now inside of Salesforce. So let's go to the laptop. If we pull up the laptop, we're going to see Emily's same profile available on the desktop, Jack's desk. He's going to go in and actually edit the layout behind this profile to add a new action. We call these custom actions. These custom actions are anything you want to create so you can take action in the feed rather than just look up information. So we're going to drag this action called personal messages down into the custom publisher. We'll drop it in there. All we have to do with that personal message in there is hit save. And once we save this, we've automatically changed the Salesforce1 mobile application for every employee. So now let's pull up the phones one last time. And we'll see that if we close the custom publisher and open it again, we should see, there it is in the upper right-hand corner, a personal message. He can reach out directly to this customer. Because he's on Emily's contact record, he hits send her a personal message. We can type in a personal message, and all we have to do, there it is, it's say, come to the store. We see you really like one of our products. We have a lot of great samples for you. He can click submit, and when he clicks submit, we'll wait a beat, and let's see what happens on the Heroku app over on the other side. Boom, new message comes in directly from Salesforce. No development needed. This is a true one-to-one interaction between an employee and a customer, all facilitated by the Salesforce platform and Salesforce1. So thank you very much. Scott, back to you.
Great. All right, great job, Dylan. I think that's an awesome demo. Thanks for showing that for the first time live on the main stage here. We also are lucky enough to have a customer with us, Ray McDermott from Toyota. Ray, why don't you stand up here? Thanks for being here today. And Toyota and Ray are actually users of Heroku. So I wanted to invite you here and tell us a little bit about your experience. So first of all, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing at Toyota.
Yeah, well, I'm an architect there. I'm in charge of the enterprise platforms at Toyota Motor Europe. So we're looking at different ways that we can reach out to our customers, which is a big change for automotive, which has been traditionally looking at cars. And now with all these cars getting connected devices and mobile phones, we want to be able to connect more strongly. So that's a big push from our marketing department. And we've had trouble doing that in the past with traditional technology. So we've turned to Heroku as a mechanism for us to be more agile and be more capable, basically, as an IT department.
And you told me earlier that you're building a lot of different websites that you had up and running before. Tell us a little bit about why you made the shift and why you like using Heroku so much.
Well, I think there's two reasons. One reason is that in the old system, it was all around physical hardware, very difficult to deploy, lots of scripts, difficult to scale out. And we had some problems when big campaigns occurred in Russia and places like this. As they went crazy for some new Toyota, all of a sudden the French website would go slow. So that wasn't a great experience for us. So we decided that one of our big things was to change the underlying infrastructure, the underlying platforms that we used as part of our new Toyota1 platform, actually. So
I like it. I like the one.
Yeah, the synergy. Yeah, so the idea is that we would use Heroku to do that, and the tool chain and the ecosystem that come with Heroku are really first class. It was quite easy for us to sell that idea as well because we already have an existing global relationship with Salesforce. So great solution and also a fairly easy adoption process.
Great. So when you see all the excitement happening today, you're already using Heroku. You know, what do you think's next? What's the next big challenge for Toyota?
Well, we're doing the basic stuff now. We're getting our platform ready. We're making sure that we can sustain all the connections our customers want to do with our cars, with our websites, with our various other interactions. So we've got a good basis for the future. Now we have to try and get all the customer data together in some platform, and then eventually we'll start to look at pulling that all together into these kind of totally connected transactions. So I think having a platform there is the first step. The fact that you're doing this already is ahead of our game, but it serves as a great opportunity for us in the future.
Great. Well, thanks for being here, Ray. Thanks for sharing your story.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Oh. So that's a great story of one of our customers using Heroku. And one of the things that people tell us all the time that they love about our platform is that you can do amazing things like build all of Toyota's European properties, coding websites with Heroku, but you can also build applications using point-and-click development, like you just saw Dylan do when he added that custom action to our mobile phone. And this combination of being able to use the latest and greatest frameworks for developers combined with putting business analysts to use. We have 1.5 million developers using our platform today, but developers are into high demand. And so any improvement you can make to your business users to be able to build applications or update them or change them or add fields, et cetera, hugely powerful in terms of going to market. So this combination is a really powerful one for a lot of our customers. I talked a little bit about customer-facing applications, most of our presentation, but when it comes to employee-facing apps, our customers are building applications across a whole host of departments and use cases. And here's just a sampling of a few of the applications that are being built here. You can see when it comes to HR, companies like Facebook are running their entire HR process on custom applications they built on top of Force.com. I mentioned Virgin America's social intranet. You've got companies like Morgan Stanley, large banks building their entire HR process on top of us. When you move over to operations, you've got companies like Caterpillar building field operation apps. You've got Comcast doing field services. You move over to marketing, and you've got companies like Qualcomm building applications to manage their events. You've got Dunkin' Donuts managing their franchises. You've got Unilever managing all the marketing collaboration that they do with their agencies. So collaborating on those new campaigns across all of the different CPG products that they launch. To talk to us a little bit about what they're doing, building applications on our platform, we've got one more customer for you today, Matthew Glover from the IBB. Matthew, thanks for being here.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you very much for coming today to share your story.
No problems at all.
Tell us a little bit about your bank, for those of them who don't know.
Oh, well, that'll probably be most people, because we're only a small bank. So Islamic Bank of Britain do Sharia-compliant products for retail and for business customers, and we've been around since 2005. So my job is I'm change delivery manager, and my team are responsible for all change within the organisation. It was only a small team. We only have 5 people, and we're only a small company of about 130 people. So
great.
not very big.
Tell me a little bit about, I know you started like a lot of our customers do, using our sales and service products.
Yeah, that's
Tell
correct.
us a little bit about your journey with Salesforce and what you're doing now.
Yeah, so we started in 2010 with CRM systems, and then since then we've been building on the platform. So in 2012 we decided that we were looking in the market for a system to do our savings account applications on. And after looking around the market, we decided that actually there wasn't anything out there that we thought met our needs. So what we decided to do was use the Salesforce platform to actually build our savings account application system on. So if a customer goes onto our website to apply for a new savings account, their whole process from the first time they look at the different products, through key information, through a check on their credit history and things, is all done through Salesforce. And actually, also, Salesforce makes a call out to our core banking system to set the product up in the end. So that means for our customers that within about 15 minutes, they can actually go through the entire application system and have their account open and transfer money into it. So it's a really slick and smooth process for them.
Great. So you've got some employee-facing apps, but then you're also, like we've been talking about, tied in the customer experience into this end-to-end process.
Yeah.
Maybe give, what was the process like before you did this?
Well, if you were applying online, it was a paper-based application form. Right. You sent that in along with a check and some ID, and the process probably took 2 to 3 weeks by the time the checks have gone back and forth and the money's cleared and things like that. And as I say, now we get people that open accounts and are funding those accounts within 30 minutes. So it's fantastic for us.
Fantastic. Well, tell us a little bit, what's next for you guys? What are you thinking about doing next?
Well, we've just recently had to make some changes to one of the systems because there's been some new mortgage legislation in the UK. So we've moved our mortgage system onto Salesforce, the end-to-end process again. And we're going to be looking next at doing the same with our business account opening process as well. The other thing we're doing as well is we are looking to do 2 things at the moment. Firstly, we're doing our telephony solutions being moved onto the cloud platform as well with New Voice Media. And the third thing we're doing is we are looking to take the platform we've already built for the account application and we're productizing that. And we're looking to sell that through a third party, Tech Mahindra, so that we can take that app and sell it on to other people.
So you're taking the great advancements you've
Yeah.
done and you're looking to commercialize it as,
Yeah.
as a partner.
Exactly, yeah. So we
Great.
never had any ideas to do that when we started building it, but as we've built it, people have been impressed with it, and we found actually it's a way to make the bank some more money through a different way.
Fantastic. Great story. Thanks for being
Thanks
here
so
today.
much. Cheers.
Appreciate it. Okay, well, that wraps up our show for today. I want to thank you guys all for being here. Hopefully you got a sense for what's possible with the Salesforce1 platform. You've got some ideas now to go back to your companies and build some customer-facing apps, some employee apps, and hopefully tie it all together faster than you might have thought possible. We have all the demonstration that you saw today available in our campground area, so I'd encourage you, if you want to take a closer look, to come visit us there. And thanks again for being here. Appreciate it.